I often talk about these things with weightlifting. Like one of the benefits of weightlifting is like it teaches you to be disciplined. It teaches you to push through when things are difficult. There's lots of character building because character is built in the face of adversity. So when you think about weightlifting and powerlifting in particular, like it's all about adversity. It's all about overcoming struggle. It's not sitting in the mirror and doing a bunch of bicep curls. Building character, being disciplined, knowing when you have something on the calendar, you show up for it. When you breed that type of discipline, guess what? It spills over into all the other areas of your life. When you're disciplined about eating, you become disciplined about, you become very mindful of your prayer rule and being disciplined with your prayer rule. And you're like, man, if I have a set time I go to the gym, I need a set time when I like do a prayer rule. And you know what I'm saying? If I'm watching motivational content for powerlifting or something, I also need to make sure that I'm doing motivational content, listening to the Lives of the Saints, reading a Saints book, because it has the same effect on me. It encourages me to go forward and press in to the spiritual life at a much deeper level. So a lot of the principles are the same. And so you are in a kind of an ideal setting, you are cultivating character, strength, fortitude, tenacity. You're getting locked in to a certain way of life that shapes everything. So when you look at somebody like today we celebrate St. Joseph the Hesychast, but like the way that they were locked into their way of life was unreal. They were extremely disciplined about everything. I mean, they had that gate to their little brotherhood, and they said, basically, even if an angel came and knocked to come in during their vigil time, they said they wouldn't open the gate to the angel. Because they said when it's time to pray, you pray. That's it. No distractions. So again, you can build these habits and qualities and reinforce these habits and qualities through physical fitness, which I think is one of the benefits of it is again, character building and all of the things that go along with shaping how you interact with the world. So I think it's a tremendous benefit in that way. Can it go too far? Yes, it can go too far, but everything in life can go too far. So when people say that sort of stuff, it's just kind of like a lowbrow argument of like, oh, well, you could get obsessed. It's like, okay, well, yes, we know that, but that's not the point, right? The point is to find healthy things to do with your time, because when you don't find healthy things to do with your time, 9 times out of 10, you end up finding something else to do with your time. A lot of times is not nearly as healthy, right? Social media is such a low-hanging fruit for people to waste time, excessive amounts of time on it, or entertainment, or video games, or whatever. And none of those things are, quote unquote, I don't believe, bad in and of themselves. They're fine with control and moderation. But that's what I find is like people like they put down, I don't know, like, oh man, I don't want to get obsessed with lifting weights. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with that 8 hours every week that you're not lifting weights that is going to be more beneficial? Are you going to use it positively? Because a lot of people are not even going to use it positively. They're just going to squander it on some kind of distraction and be wasteful about it. And then think that was good because I wasn't lifting weights. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's very low. These arguments I find are very low brow and they're not practical. Like they're not even practical for life. Anyways, so those are some.
It reminds me of that classic excuse. I don't lift weights because I don't want to get too big.
Ascetic Aesthetic, Orthodox Christian Fitness.